Hey guys, it's Dana and it's time to talk about money. And in this video, we are going to talk about if I woke up tomorrow morning with $50,000 in debt, these are the 10 things that I would do first. So let's get to it. Okay, so did you know that Americans now owe $18.8 trillion in debt? That's a lot of debt. All right. Also, 26% of Americans say that they spend more than they earn. And another stat for you, credit card debt has climbed to about 1.2 trillion, which is at an all-time high. And nearly 7 in 10 baby boomers, if you're a baby boomer, carry some form of debt into retirement. And I recently heard someone telling a story or talking about how a record number of people in their 70s are carrying over $100,000 in student loan debt that they took out for their children. So they're going into retirement with student loan debt and they're having an incredibly hard time paying it off. All right, so if I suddenly woke up and I had $50,000 in debt, what are the 10 things that I would do? Well, number one, I would stop adding to my debt immediately. I would stop acquiring new debt and I would try to cancel my credit cards to prevent myself from using them any further. If you cancel them, then you can't use them and you hopefully have torn them up, got rid of them. This isn't forever. I do understand credit card points are a thing, but I think if you are in debt and you're trying to get out of debt, it's best to eliminate all forms of temptation and to create more friction in your world so that it is harder for you to charge something or to use credit to buy things. So create the friction by canceling the credit cards. Second, you have to build a small emergency fund as fast as you can, whether that's $500, $1,000, $5,000, whatever small means to you. I'm assuming if you're in debt that you don't have a lot of money saved, but you have to have some amount of money saved in an emergency fund, again, so that you don't continuously go into debt. So put any extra money you have towards that emergency fund before you make extra payments on debt. So make minimum payments and try to put some money aside in an account, some cash, so that way you have it there in case something goes bad. Okay, next you need to know what debts you have, and you have to make a list and check it twice, like Santa Claus. You have to know what is out there, and it's really tough to face it. And I know a lot of us don't want to do that, but we have to actually look at statements. We have to log into accounts and make a list of the total amount that you owe and also write down your minimum payments so you know how much that is. A lot of times when you're in debt, what you can do is when you have all your debts listed out, you can call the different places and ask them to lower your minimum payment if you're really hammering away at another one, depending on which type of debt payoff system you're going with, which is what the next step is to decide what type of debt payment system you're going to use. Is it the debt snowball, where you list all your debts from smallest to largest and you put all your extra money towards that smallest debt so that you can get it paid off, so you get the quick wins, and then you move down the list? Or are you going to do the debt avalanche, where you list all of your debts with the highest interest at the top, lowest interest at the bottom, and you just hammer away at the highest interest debt to get that out of your life? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter which option you choose. It's just the point is to choose something, make a decision, and then try to stick with it so that you know which debt you are attacking first. You have to know what your target is so that you can go after it. Because if you don't have that very clearly defined target, then you're not going to be able to attack it with ferocity. Ferocity? That's a word, right? Next is to cut the biggest leaks first, which is probably eating out, probably subscriptions. You have to try to eliminate those things from your life so that way you can boost the amount of money you have to attack your debt with. Then you got to make your debt payments automatic. You have to set them up so that they automatically go and you make the extra payments automatic, whatever you can do to prevent yourself, because, we're kind of, as human beings, we make mistakes and we sort of get bored with things or tired of it. So you want to prevent that as much as you can by making it set up so that way you don't really have any say in it. You don't have to think about it. It'll just automatically happen. So if you can set up your payments on an automatic system, do that. Next is to put every windfall you get towards your debt. If you get, some extra cash, somebody gives you money for your birthday, anything you discover that you don't need, that you can cancel, then you can take the amount of money that you were using towards that payment every month and put that towards your debt. So you're looking for extra money. If you get extra bonuses at work, that goes towards your debt. If you get a tax refund, that goes towards your debt. Any extra money, you have to try to act like it doesn't exist. Don't be like, woo, we got a big bonus at work. It's so exciting. It's so exciting because we can put it on our debt. That's what you're doing with it. You're not going out to eat with it. You're not going on vacation with it. Everything has to go to the debt. Because remember, this is a temporary time period where you're really trying to live as simply as you can. Make it a challenge. It's time to live simply. This is going to be a fun exercise. And, put all that money towards the debt to get it gone so you don't have to think about it anymore. You don't have to deal with it. You don't want to drag it out over 10 years because that's exhausting. You just want to get this done as quickly as possible. So every single extra drop of money you get goes towards the debt. Next is to track everything weekly. All right, see where you're headed, what's happening. Are you on track? Are you falling off the wagon? Did you buy something you shouldn't have bought? And then make sure that you're celebrating every $1,000 of debt paid off. Every $1,000 of debt you paid off, you want to celebrate. What we did is we had note cards all strung across in our house, like up on strings, and each of them said $1,000 on it. Every time we paid off another $1,000, the kids would yank it down, they'd rip it up, they'd stomp on it, jump on it. So you have to have some kind of celebration to celebrate every $1,000 of debt that you've paid off. Now you want to build a life that doesn't involve debt. This means intentional spending, lowering regular expenses. What can you do to change your life so you don't end up back in the same situation, so that you don't end up with $50,000 in debt again, or whatever amount it is to you? You want to try to switch up your life, make things different, okay? It's just kind of like, if you're an alcoholic and you go through that whole process, then you have to try to don't hang out the same places or with the same people, or, you have to sort of change things up, because if you continue to live the same way you were living before, you're going to end up right back in the same place. So you have to try to figure out ways to either it's downsizing where you live, maybe you want to change your habits as far as where you're, hanging out, what you're spending money on, what kind of material you're consuming as far as entertainment. Is it prompting you to want to spend more? People you're hanging out with, are they making you feel as if you need to purchase things to be up to par with them? And that's maybe not the best thing for you. Take a really hard look at your life and the people around you and the places you go and the things you do, and how can you change it and make it different and have a different life, so that way you can feel as if you can breathe and have more choices, and the money that you make is money that you can save and invest. Which comes to my last thing that I would do, which is that I would invest. I would be part of our investing challenge, or just do it on your own. Don't do the investing challenge we're doing. But I think it's important to invest something in the stock market. Find some kind of broker. You can use Webull, you can use Robinhood, you can use Fidelity, you can use whatever you want. But I feel like this is important for hope for your future. So if you're feeling really broke and you're in debt and you feel like you don't have any money, even just $1 a week, $1 a day, $1 a month, I don't care what it is. You have to have something that helps give you some hope, to help you feel like you're going to be able to build wealth and you're going to be able to have money one day. And a lot of gains are made in the stock market. They are. So I think that it's important to be involved, because then it makes you feel like you're doing something. And when you feel like you're actually you're taking a step and there's something within your own control. First control is paying off the debt. Second is that you feel like you're building towards wealth and that you're going to be able to have money eventually. And so that's what I think investing does, even in very small amounts, is it's sort of fun. And if you're very lucky, then you'll have so much fun in it that every extra dollar you make when you're out of debt, you're going to want to put it towards investing and build your wealth. And then before you know it, in 10 years, you're going to have a lot of money and you're going to look like a genius. But you're actually not. You just were taking all your extra money and putting it into the stock market because you thought it was fun. And that's really that's where the sweet spot is, if you can get to that point. Okay. So that would be my 10th, is to invest something. Okay. Which brings me to our $1 investing challenge for this week. As I always say, I'm not an investment advisor. I'm not your investment advisor. You do all your own research. So our $1 this week is going to go to Coin. Okay. So Coin is the actual exchange for crypto. So depending on how you feel about crypto, maybe you're like, I think crypto is a scam, I don't want anything to do with it. Or maybe maybe you love it, you think this is the future. Regardless, I think we're just putting our $1 into Coin for this week. And the reason I chose that, like I said, is because it is the actual exchange of the crypto. Like, that's how the payment system comes in and out, sort of like PayPal. So this is for learning purposes, this challenge, and that's why it's excellent if you really feel like you don't understand, then it's a great time to, do some research on it. Google it, put it into Claude or ChatGPT, whatever you want to do, and try to learn about it. And like I said, if you don't want to invest in this, you want to pick something different, crypto related for this week, please definitely do that. Thank you to everybody who's been following along. It's been super fun. I've been really enjoying it. So I'm glad to hear some of you are too. And I've had some of you ask if I could do a recap of all the prior weeks so far. I'm just not sure that a video wholly dedicated to that on my channel is really what people want to see. But if it is something you'd like to see, leave a comment down below and let me know. Then we can do that. We're definitely going to do a recap at the end of the year for sure to go over everything. I just didn't want to be taking up too much of my channel with this because I'm not sure that everybody is necessarily interested in it. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If it's your first time here, be sure to subscribe and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.